Frack on. Welcome to the episode of Frack The Canon. This time we're talking about the finale of Loki, or the last three episodes of Loki. Today I am joined by Sarah Kinney,
Hello.
Kenny Jasper,
Howdy.
Renee Nalani,
Yeah.
and Tyler Weeks. What's up, good sir?
Howdy doody.
Rocking the Loki. Alrighty. So, what did you guys think of the finale? I personally felt that this show was 3% too long. I'm like, this should have been a lot shorter, in my opinion. Renee, I see you nod your head. What's up?
I agree. I think I told you all in the group chat that I don't know if it was because I was tired, because it was so late at night, but it felt like it dragged on for just the explanation of why the TVA exists, why there's a what's the word, the timeline, the sacred timeline.
Mm-hmm. Anyone want to answer that?
Well, since we're kind of talking about the last two episodes, I think the last two episodes could have been one episode, because the last episode felt like 3 times as much dialogue as needed to be there.
Yes.
I will say this, he acted the hell out of that scene.
This is almost the end, ladies and gentlemen, of everything and everyone.
And then the timekeepers came along and saved us all.
Oh, man. No. No.
I'm like, damn, I want to see now who we all knew it was going to be, King the Conqueror. I'm like, all right, yeah, he's like, Sarah, I see you nodding your head.
Hang on, I want to interject. Do we know for sure it's King the Conqueror, or
because he references
who remain at the end of time? But he does kind of allude to being both.
He's been called. He goes, I've had many names.
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror.
Yeah, he is a king. We don't know if he is
He's
the
a king.
variant
Yeah,
that is the King the Conqueror.
That's what I understood. That he is a king variant.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. So
That's how I took it as well. But there's some like speculation. It's because those are 2 different characters in the comics. People are speculating that maybe this isn't the King. But if you go on Google, the actor who played him, I'm almost certain was the actor that is cast as King.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hate these people. I'm like, no, it's King. He's King the Conqueror. He said it himself. Even his suit in the statue is King. Sarah, I see you smiling. Please.
Well, I totally understand how people thought it was too long, but I don't actually have a lot of comic book knowledge about this particular plot line. Like, most of my knowledge is actually Batman. So I was sitting there trying to figure out who he was. So for me, I don't think it was as slow as maybe someone who knows more about it. Because I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I really liked it. I liked the Loki Sylvie fight, and like how it's like him fighting himself, and how he's the voice of reason.
I absolutely loved that, like infighting between them, and how their like objectives were completely different. Whereas Loki wanted to just kind of let things continue, and Sylvie was like, no, like I came here with a goal, and like had to achieve the goal. That I agree that I think it's episode 3 could have been combined with episode 4, and episode 5 could have been combined with episode 6, and just made them a little bit longer, and it would have been a shorter series overall. But if you watch those 2, like 3 and 4 flow so well together, and 5 and 6 flow very well together, that they should have just combined them completely. But the last 10 minutes of episode 6 were some of the best acting I've seen in almost any of the Marvel franchise like series of all, and definitely like of all of the Disney Plus series. While this isn't my favorite Disney Plus series, which is a total other side comment or
episode.
Yes, but it's fantastic.
Tyler?
I forget even the questions. No, I did I guess how it all ended. I did want to just highlight what we were talking about, the Sylvie Loki fight, and I think it ties really nicely to the conversation we were all wondering about. In what episode was it, 2 or 3, about the dagger, maybe 3, and the fact that Sylvie kissed Loki and then like shoved him through a portal was so Loki-esque and like beautifully ironic, and I think that one moment tied the whole series together.
And can I just throw out props to like the older Loki from the End of the World who made all of Asgard out of like.
Hell yeah!
That was so awesome. I was so sad when he like met his end, but I was just like, yes.
To me, he's always going to be the agent guy from Spice World.
You know what I mean?
You don't have a life, you have a schedule. You are part of a well-oiled global machine. There are people everywhere working their butts off for you. People like Deborah here.
Can you leave my butt out of this, please? Oh, just don't be so uptight, Clifford.
He's a bad guy in Logan.
He's a bad guy in Logan, that's right, yeah. But he's always going to be, hey, that's the agent from the Spice World. He's the Spice World agent. Richard E. Grant, that's his name. That is his name. But he's always going to be.
Of course, that's where you know him from. But
I never saw him in I was
11. All of the variant Lokis are fantastic, by the way. Yeah. And we haven't even talked about the best one yet.
No.
What's the best one?
Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki.
Oh, there's no such thing as an alligator tank. Besides, it's a better metaphor. He's overly sensitive like the rest of us.
Hang on. You're telling me that thing's a Loki too?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
He is a Loki.
Yes.
He's a Loki, but he's the best one. No.
He bites off the hands of King Loki.
Yes.
And then
also President Loki.
Yeah. Oh, President Loki. Okay. But he also has the best line. Mobius goes, you know, I've been here a long time. I can't remember everything I brought in.
Yeah. But you sure act like a Loki, so I'm pretty sure you're a Loki, because that's the thing a Loki would do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Sarah. My favorite Sarah is Spice Girl Loki. That's right. That's his name, Spice Girl Loki.
Oh, is it the red hair Loki?
No,
Richard E. Grant.
Richard E. Grant.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as moments in the show, that makes my top 5. Glorious purpose, and then getting wiped out. Shoot, what was the name of the big cloud? Anyone remember?
Alderoth?
Elias?
Yeah. Elias, yeah.
It was something biblical. I knew that.
It's like Goliath, but Elias.
Sounds the G.
Which is interesting, like as a total side note, because like I think Galactus is eventually coming up. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious how they handle Galactus. Because in the comics, this wasn't a giant cloud, but they made it a giant cloud, and it kind of worked. Yeah. So I'm interested to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I thought Jonathan Myers was amazing. Like I said, I thought he acted circles around them. Just half an hour of exposition. I'm like, dude, can we see this instead of you talking about it? Only complain. Mm-hmm. Just some words to me. They're bringing in Young Avengers eventually. Just setting up being Avengers. That's all I care about, really. I didn't think the show needed to exist, or maybe not 3 episodes or 6 episodes. I thought it needed to be a lot shorter. Like, in my opinion. Sarah, I see you doing it. What's up?
I know we're gonna talk about this later, but this is like my favorite out of the Disney Plus ones.
Okay.
I don't know. I love the Asgard universe and all that comes with it, and Loki's one of my favorites, so I just and I feel like a stepping stone to what's to come too.
It feels like someone said earlier that I feel like someone said that they are going to make Kang the big bad,
Yes.
Or all
with
of.
Thanos.
I think I
yeah.
said that in the last.
I think that was
episode.
you, Renee. And
Yeah.
I think that's what it's gonna be. I think he's gonna be fighting. When we see variant Kangs, or
Yeah.
Yeah. So Renee, something you said that I um, want to point out, I kind of disagree with you. You said I don't think this show needed to exist, at
Okay.
least to some extent. But I do want to point out that I did see an announcement that said, "What if is now canon, thanks to Loki."
I mean,
because of the multiversal.
but that's
Yes.
kind of a cop out though, dude. That's a cop out. Like all the
But
multiverses, that's a cop out.
but I heard something else that's really interesting. The Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Uh-huh.
I heard that you will see characters from What If in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, thanks to Loki.
I mean, it makes sense though because it's all connected, right? So I mean, it makes sense that we'll see them pop in and out. But to me, what this really is like, are we gonna see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire?
I hope so.
No,
Kevin Feige did say this. The two most ambitious movies Marvel's ever made, or something along those lines, were Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3, back to back. So, my personal theory is that you will see Sylvie and Loki in Doctor Strange, and it's already confirmed, Wanda. But with Sylvie doing what she did, and it's why I think the show absolutely needed to exist, is with that stab, it's like as impactful as Thanos getting like the Infinity Gauntlet. Like the Marvel Universe is on its head once again.
I want to agree with Tyler, and he brings up a fantastic point. Everything that happened is on level with what Thanos did, because they made the joke in episode 1. And I know it came across as a joke. And what I mean by that is that the Infinity Stones in this universe mean nothing, like absolutely nothing. So like, what is greater than having all the power in the universe? Creating multiple universes where power means whatever they mean in those universes, right?
Okay.
And I circle that back to, you said that you think that this didn't need to exist. Completely disagree. I've said the entire time, of all the Disney movies, or Disney shows, this is the one that moves the universe forward. And in episode 6, it absolutely moves the universe forward.
All right.
So Doctor Strange 2 is about everything Wanda did. It's about everything Loki did. Not so much Falcon Winter Soldier, but again, that was a soft pilot to make a Captain America 4. So I firmly believe that this did kind of need to happen to set up how important Kang is going to be, or how bad Kang is going to be.
It didn't need to be Loki though. It could have been any other character. It didn't need to be Loki. No, it could have been anybody else.
Loki's the fan favorite though.
If you look at Loki's character as a whole, he is a entity of change. While Loki himself struggles to grow as a person, he is always the factor that sets everything into motion to change. Like, there wouldn't have been an Avengers had Loki not gotten a hold of the Tesseract.
But that's not a change thing though. That's just him trying to get his goal. That's him being mischievous.
Or even him killing Coulson.
Yeah, that's him being mischievous. That's him being the god of mischief. That's not him being changed.
But that's in his character.
I mean,
like his character is change.
I mean,
there's order and chaos. He goes to chaos.
If you look into Loki's mythology, he's all that's his character.
I mean, I feel more that he's used as a tool for change in the universe. It is not a character thing. Like his character isn't that, but the writers use him as a tool for change, for that catalyst of change. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But with that own statement, what other character is more suited to bring
fair
this
enough.
change?
Fair enough. Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Sarah, I see you nodding your head or shaking your head.
I just agree. I and he was a good one for this one because they actually changed his plot line and made him disappear. And then I feel like they had to address that because if he just vanishes and nothing ever happens of that, it's like a big loose end. And I'm actually really glad they came back and addressed that.
Yeah. Oh, how about in episode 5 where Richard E. Grant's Loki talks about how he actually survived being killed by Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to carry it on to Loki's story going forward?
No, because he's dead.
Well, but that might make it into a what if series.
I think
right?
it is. I think it is.
Well,
could be. Go
and
ahead.
for me, I think that shows Loki what he can become, because that character became so powerful, and
Okay.
he's like the same person, basically just older. And so I think that might be something that helps Loki understand himself. Like, I can actually make an entire city or world appear out of nothing.
Yeah, that I enjoyed showing his power potential from that scene, but I also think that, like, Doctor Strange has explored all of the potential branches. One of the branches was the Richard E. Grant Loki branch, and Thanos won on that branch. So, that is something really interesting.
Well, Thanos beat the Avengers on that branch, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, like, while Loki, this is what I love about like multiverse stuff, is like it's infinite. Like anything can happen in any direction, which is again why I circle back to, I think that this show did need to exist in a weird way, was to write the what happens in Infinity War and Endgame. Like, them going back in time messes with things, but then the TVA goes, well, all of that was supposed to happen. And then we get to where we are now, which is what is going to lead into phase 4. So while this isn't my favorite show, and I know that's a conversation for later, I do think that this show does matter. And if you're going to skip any of them, this isn't one to really skip.
Yeah, and actually, Kenny, what you just said reminded me of something I wanted to bring up. Is it seems like this version of Kang is actively involved in telling the TVA what to do. So in this instance, when Kang was like, I've seen everything that happens until this point. So Kang allowed the Avengers to travel through time and do that without sicking the TVA on Tony Stark and Steve Rogers in their time travel exploits.
The writer Raymond has many questions. I'm like, why do you let them live? Why hasn't he gone to him? How is he letting them live? Why? Anywho, final comments, final thoughts about Loki.
Need more Gator Loki merch.
Tyler.
I've thrown plenty of thoughts in there, but one more thing I do just want to add. I hope Sylvie and Loki meet once again. I don't know if I said that earlier, but that specific thing.
Okay. Sarah.
Yeah, I'm just excited for season 2. And also, we didn't really talk about Owen Wilson's ending, and I'm very interested to see what happens with that.
My heart broke.
What happened to him?
Basically, this version of Mobius doesn't remember Loki.
Okay? But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
Boots on the ground now, archives.
I infer that the timeline was so messed up that they never met. That's what's like, because we got, instead of the timekeepers, it had a king.
Yeah.
I inferred that Loki gets into a different part of the timeline.
I did too, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like this Mobius hasn't met him yet.
That's what I took too, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's aware of what a Loki is, but hasn't met this Loki.
No,
like,
because
it's kind of like Back to the Future, where he's like, Doc, like I'm back from the future kind of moment.
Okay. Kenny, final thoughts, final comments?
Again, like I'm glad that it moved the universe forward. It gives Kang some importance, so I'm excited, because I think Kang is not a lower class villain, but a lesser known villain. So this makes the next phase like very big and important and is going to do a lot of things. And it also sets up like everything we can get in Spider-Man, sets up the next Ant-Man movie and the next Doctor Strange movie. So I'm very, very excited for everything we're going to get in the next 4 or 5 months. So.
All right. Well, there you have it. What this show needed, in my opinion, was more Jamie Alexander. That's all it needed. As I said the last time. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you same fracking time, same fracking channel. Frack off.